Welcome to 032 Conversations, the podcast where we talk to creatives, see how they live, and how they do their work. I'm your host, Carlo Villarica. Good evening, at least it's evening for me. I'm here in our kitchen/living area. The wife is trying to put the kids to sleep. Hopefully he doesn't run out and say, "Hey, Dad!" But I'm here in the living room, sipping a little chamomile tea to wind down so we can sleep well, get a good night's sleep. Let me get my sip of tea. Good radio right there. Before we get to the podcast, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Rocket One gig featuring Urban Dub, Fast Pitch, Bethany, Shuffled, and Power Spoons. First of all, if you guys don't know what it's about, I can reference you. Check the show notes to the first podcast, the very first 032 Conversations podcast. It was our esteemed guest, Kaloy Uypuangco, and then we talked about Rocket One and the gig. And so as of this recording, we just watched that gig a few nights ago, and let me tell you, it was wonderful. It was like I haven't been to a gig quite like that in a while. It's really different when you're listening to a musician, and as audience members, everybody knows the song, everybody can sing together, everybody can put their fists up in the air and jump together. It was wild. It was one of the best experiences ever. It was really nostalgic. I'd like to read a little something that Scott Pacaldo, longtime 032 collaborator, he wrote a little piece on his personal blog, on his personal thoughts about the Rocket One gig. Let me read the piece. Well, let me read a portion of it. Here, this is Scott Pacaldo. That time, I always had people to go with concerts with. He's referencing his younger days. This time, it's different. We're all scattered around the country, heck, the globe, busy with careers or families. Some just grew out of it. We're already adults, one person said. Rocking out is not part of #adulting. I almost did not go, but I'm glad I did. There's no such thing as too old when rocking out to the bands you grew up with. There's no shame in jumping and pumping your fists to the beat of the songs you've memorized after all those album loops. The hell with your reasons. Most of us jumping and singing along last night were a huge bunch of adults. And Scott's right. Let's be honest, it was really nostalgic for many of us. This is a band that we listened to in our early 20s, and we still listen to until today. But I remember watching Urban Dub in particular when I was in college, and I was in college in Manila, and then Urban Dub visited our dorm, in fact, a few times, and then played live a few times, and then it just brought back so many memories. And you're never too old to have a nostalgic, enjoyable, wonderful, rocking out evening. Never too old for that. The music scene has changed dramatically since the early days of Urban Dub. It's changed in such a way where, my band, Rescue Hero, started playing around 2000. I'm going to get the dates wrong. I'm going to say 2008. 2009-ish, and then played all the way till 2011 and 12. And the music scene was different then. It was so easy to get music, but artists were still not sharing their music online. People were still trying to sell albums. And today it's so different, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to have Tony Alfonso, you might know him as Fonzy, on the podcast. He's experienced both of those eras. Not the Urban Dub era, he's too young for that. But he was I first met Tony when he was in Drop Decay. Drop Decay was his punk pop band, and then they were playing like punk rock songs, and they were really good. They have a video. They were the shit for a while. And now the music scene has changed. The past, I want to say, past 5 years. Everything's different, and Tony has, in a way, shifted his music a little bit. Gone are his band's still there, but they're just not playing. So he decided to come out as a solo music artist, and he changed his sound. Here's another confession. I know I'm old when I don't even know the name of the genres anymore of this kind of music. I just call it electronic music. Tony is a singer-songwriter producer, so he performs and writes his songs under his artist name Fonzy. It was interesting to talk to Tony because he was part of that band scene, back in 2010, 11, 12. And then now he's part of this new age of music producers. He dropped a few names, like notably .fc, Carlisle, Sepia Times, that group. And personally, I've been telling the wife that we have to catch a gig with those guys. I'd love to see them play. When we did the interview, he hadn't launched his music video "Cool Together" yet, but now it's out. I'm going to link to it in the show notes. I'm going to show a little YouTube link there. But on Facebook, as of my recording, the intro recording, it's got 33,000 views. So watch it. It's a really cool song. Yeah, just to give you an idea of what kind of sound, what kind of music is being played today in 2018. Well, at least their genre. Their, as I call it, electronic music. I probably should have asked him what to call his genre. But anyway, too late for that. So before we get to the podcast, if this is your first time to listen to 032 Conversations, please subscribe. You can load up a podcast app, subscribe, automatically download it so you can listen to it from your phone while you're driving, while you're doing something, while you're editing photos or cooking or exercising or running, driving, probably driving. Cebu traffic has been pretty bad. So yeah, subscribe. All right, here's the podcast. And here's the conversation with Tony Alfonso. Fonzy. I should just call him Fonzy. Here's the podcast with Fonzy. Number one comment I've gotten what? Well, no, it's like the sound quality. Because this is my setup.
Yeah.
And ideally you have two mics.
Yeah. Like
and
one
then,
for you, one for me.
Yeah, and I didn't want to... I just wanted to go. I know, this is gonna be. I'm gonna have to noise that out.
Yeah. Like EQ that a little bit.
Yeah. Fortunately, I know how to do a little bit of sound production, but it's a struggle when this is the setup. Mm-hmm. So eventually, I'm already looking at upgrading. Oh sure, here. No, don't worry about it. This is what I've been using for all the interviews. And it works. It's not great. Eventually, I'm going to upgrade. I already have mics. I just need a recorder.
Yeah.
I mean, you do a lot of... I was wondering... So I asked you if you knew a quiet spot. I was half expecting you to have a spot. Because
I do in my room, but then, at this hour, neighbors and, I don't know,
Oh, yeah, I know.
Neighbors have chickens, so,
No, but, got before, when we recorded our album. I recorded everything in my room.
Yeah.
And then just had Brian, I'll get to that, but just had him edit it. And then...
It worked.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
But, every now and then, McCoy will be singing, McCoy will be singing or something, or we're trying to track an acoustic guitar, and then a motorcycle passes by. Yeah,
that's the worst. Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, well, anyway.
This is getting interesting already.
Let's get into it.
All right.
Yes, so Ton,
But I heard Kanang. I like to research a little bit, so I just don't come in
empty-handed.
Yeah, I know. No? So I think it was one of the articles or an interview I heard. Like you grew up like on top of a bar or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you were like, how old are you? You're probably like 6 years older than me or something.
I am turning 34 in 3 days.
Yeah. So I think you might have heard of that club. It was disco back then.
It's called disco.
No, that's when clubbing was called disco because
Oh,
the 90s.
Okay. I didn't club that much.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Club Circus. You know where Jive is? I mean, was.
No, I don't know.
Ballroom place, like right up in La Hogue. Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood. We owned a bar and a club. It was called Club Circus, and it was like prior to that, it was called Saint Gothard's. So
this is in the 90s.
Yeah, around the 90s. But I think like the establishment like opened around the 80s, and it was called something else. And if you ask Paulo de la Victoria, who's like pretty much a La Hogue historian, he has all the archives.
He has pictures.
Yeah, no, I think so, but like he knows everything about La Hogue, He documents. And,
he posted a video once, like
the Orange Buddhist.
Just taking a video.
Yeah, because you were also from like pretty much La Hogue, like Neville Hills, right?
Me, I was. I grew up I lived for a while up in Busay.
Yeah. So around that time, during the 90s, I guess our club was the place to be, before everything, before voodoo, before all these other bars.
Because in the 90s, I would be in like, mid 90s, I was still in grade school, so I didn't reach that club.
Maybe your titos know.
Probably,
because most people that ask like DJs like John Moreno, and then War, and like all these other pioneer DJs from Cebu, they're all like, oh, like, a.k.a. like that's where you live, like that was yours.
So your parents owned that place?
Yeah. My dad and his family.
And then, so is that how like you got into music?
Well, I guess that's how it came naturally to me. I was like surrounded by that like culture of the nightlife, and like so when I started gigging and like going out, it wasn't very like new to me because the smell of alcohol, beer, and piss that was like something of my childhood. It's weird, but like that certain smell, it takes me back when I was a kid growing up upstairs, and like when I would like go down to the place, that's how it would smell like.
Really? So you grew up in that like environment?
Well, like I wasn't allowed to go downstairs.
You weren't allowed in the bar.
Yeah. When I was young, but like I mean, obviously.
But obviously, just being in the same vicinity.
Yeah, like during the daytime, like people with the downtime, because that's when like downtime usually is for clubs, right?
Yeah.
Like, people are doing inventory, and like you have accountants there in the office, and like a bunch of like boy.
So were there like so obviously a lot of music was being played, but were there like live music being played there?
No, it was mostly DJs.
Mostly DJs.
My dad DJ'd a little, and my uncle John Alfonso.
Okay.
He's a DJ. He's still doing it until now.
Oh wow.
So yeah, he's a young soul.
Well, no, but if it suits, it really does suit like a certain personality type, just going out at night, like those night owls.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't say I attribute my nocturnal personality to that, but like I guess like it played a huge role in like developing my extroversion and like just being open to people, different people.
But I would have thought like just being growing up in that environment, like it somehow would have shaped your musical interests.
Well, musical interest, yeah. Because it's weird because like I guess because it was so normal that like I didn't really get to fully appreciate the music that they were playing in the clubs. I don't know what was playing at that time, but like, do you know what was playing in the 90s, like disco wise?
No, like in the 90s, but I wasn't even listening to music.
Yeah.
I got into music when I was in high school, so that's late 90s.
Yeah.
And then the bands that what your friends are listening to.
Yeah.
Like, the whole older. You have an older brother?
Oh no.
Well, like the kids with the older brothers, like they're the ones who their older brother
like
discovers the music and then shares it to the younger kid.
Yeah.
And then they're the ones who spread the music to their batchmates.
Right.
So that's
you had an older brother.
No, I didn't have an older brother. So I learned all the music from my friends. So we were listening to a lot of like
in the 90s or early 2000s.
No, late 90s.
Oh,
Late 90s. So a lot of Deftones, Korn, Pearl Jam, love Pearl Jam.
The post-grunge era.
Oh yeah, Nirvana. That one was a really good time for music. Foo Fighters.
Oh yeah, it was definitely for rock.
Yeah, for rock.
Yeah.
And then so I don't in terms of disco, I'd never reached that.
So I guess because like the night scene in Cebu, it wasn't as big as it is now.
Oh yeah.
There were only like a couple of like clubs and bars, like ours included. So,
oh, even in the early 2000s, like Voodoo was alive for I don't know, 15 years or something.
Because I remember when we like during the last days of like our business, that's when Sunflower or Sunflower City, I forgot.
I'm familiar. The one in Lahog, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That? Yeah, so that's when they first came out, and like they were taking a bunch of our customers because it was like a new spot, right? So yeah, I remember that.
So how did you get into music?
Well, my interest in music was probably it started like when I just kept watching TV and like MTV. Yeah, I would have to say MTV Mix and all these like, videos. That's where I like really took an interest in music, just like consuming it not passively but more of like appreciating it. Like I remember seeing the music video for a.k.a. Outcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like thinking, oh, this is really cool. And then Eminem, I really like Eminem before also when like he put out that I forgot the name of the album, but
is that the one where
I think the Eminem Show, yeah. Or
something. Is that the one where he got really big?
Yeah, where he's like, these chicks don't even know the name of that band. Yeah, that one. That music video was like, I was like, oh man, this is really nice.
Oh, ba?
I didn't want to rap. I didn't want to play music. I just like I would sing along to it and memorize these verses. And,
so MTV, huh?
Yeah, MTV like helped shape my appreciation for music, I would say.
Which is really different now because like music can be found
everywhere.
It's not like before where only a few like if you had a radio station and then it was basically whatever the radio station was playing, that's the music.
Yeah.
Now it's so segmented and spread out.
Spread out so wide, yeah, exactly. That's a good thing, and it's also a problem at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
It's a good thing in the sense that there's so much good music now, but then I also assume that since there's so much choice, it's also harder to stand out.
Yeah. It's a bit saturated in a way. Like trying to get your name out there. It's just a matter of like making yourself stand out because everyone is talented these days. The kids these days are talented. Like,
oh yeah. No, I mean even you. Like I can remember. I can't remember exactly the first time I saw you guys perform.
Outpost,
maybe Outpost, but I remember like you went to Springdale, right?
yeah.
I may have seen.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like one of those school
Father's Day.
Yeah. So I went to watch my cousin or something, and then
Mio.
Yeah, Mio.
My cousin Mio. I think we were in the same band as him at some point.
Ama ba?
Yeah, he was like sort of our manager.
Oh, really?
And we would go to your house like on the weekends because I think we would practice. Yeah.
His house. You mean his house up there in Busay? Yeah.
In the Bell Hills.
Yeah. Well, I moved out by that time.
Yeah. By that time he moved out. But like I would see you also like during the parties and.
Oh well, yeah, of course. Ama ba?
Yeah, dude. I remember we played on. I don't know whose birthday it was, but I think it was your sister or I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. Like the
party. Oh, now I have no idea.
It's so funny because that was like one of my first gigs.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a. Yeah, well, anyway, I remember seeing you guys. The first time I can like really remember was
me and my high school band. Yeah.
Probably, but the thing is, with the high school bands, it just blurs into this one. one thing where
Yeah.
I remember seeing a bunch of people that, since it's just in my head, they're just okay, high school bands, and I just remember seeing it. Wow, these guys are so good. Like when I was in their age, I couldn't do anything. Like I couldn't do what they were, what you guys were doing when I was watching. And then it's just crazy because like by the time you guys were learning your instruments, YouTube was a big thing.
Yeah.
It was so much easier to learn.
Yeah. I didn't have really fast internet then.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So basically everything was from like these DVDs. So like.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like pausing this section to like get the chord right, see how this guy is playing it like on the guitar.
Well, in a way, that's a good thing because because it didn't come easy.
Yeah.
You learn to like
hustle and like actually like
Yeah, because like a lot of times now it's so easy to look up on YouTube.
Exactly. Everything's on the internet.
Yeah.
That's why it's so easy to learn.
It's so easy to learn, but at the same time you don't go through the hardship of it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, because I remember seeing you guys when we were in Brian Sacro's studio. I think you guys were still recording.
Me and my band Drop the
Yes, Drop the K.
Yeah, that man. Yeah.
Yeah, then what were you guys doing there? You guys were...
I think we were recording our EP. Like, the first ever EP. And we were like, first year college. It's somewhere between first year college and fourth year high school. So maybe like a summer. Yeah,
great.
Somewhere between that.
So the EP had like how many songs?
I think like 6, yeah.
6 songs.
It was just me and Vince, the guitarist, at that point.
Oh yeah?
My high school friend, yeah. Because like I started the band thing, like playing music. If we're gonna talk about my start into like actually learning how to play instruments.
Let's do that.
Yeah. So I would have to say it's School of Rock, the movie with Jack Black.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, with all these kids like playing rock. I just thought it was cool, like seeing it as like a 5th grader. I think I was 6th grade. Yeah, I just wanted to be a drummer because I remember seeing the kids and like thinking, oh shit, I could totally do that. And yeah, next like a few months later, I initially wanted to be a drummer, but then it was pretty hard. It was kind of hard to like get a drum set in the house because we have neighbors and like I live near a church, so like there was that. Like my mom was like a little hesitant to get me a drum set. So then I was like, okay, like maybe I'll just get a guitar. So I got a guitar, my first guitar. I was given my first guitar, I think I was around 12 years old. It was electric.
Wow, you got an electric right away, huh?
Yeah, it was like a Fernando electric guitar with a 10-watt Marshall amplifier from JV Music, and I think that cost about $8,000. It was black and white, I remember. And then, yeah, that's where I first started. I got a guitar teacher, and you know how like you get a guitar teacher and they teach you all these like scales and like all these notes, and like really I just want to know how to play. Like,
just want to know how to play, yeah.
No shit. But he taught me how to play Under the Bridge by that was like the first song I learned on guitar, Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Wow, he went straight to that?
Yeah, he went straight to that, and then I'm like, man, okay, I know this, but like I can't play anything
Isn't that
else.
like...
Yeah.
But isn't that like a difficult song to learn?
Yeah, dude. He taught me the chords first, of course.
Yeah.
Like, he taught me like how to pluck, and then he got straight into like scales and notes. Because before, I don't know if you went through the same thing. You would get like a violin teacher. Like I had violin lessons before.
Oh really?
So, like, I'm no stranger to like these tutorials. And like that's how it was before pre-YouTube days. Like you would probably hire someone to like teach you like an instrument. And they do it for like 12 sessions for like let's say 2K or something, and then they would have to condense like everything into these like tiny 2-hour sessions or 1-hour sessions.
Well, I remember getting a guitar teacher, and he was not. In fact, like before, I credit my classmates to getting me to play guitar.
Yeah.
Like somebody brought a guitar, a crappy old acoustic guitar, and then just left it in the classroom.
Yeah.
So everybody
started learning how to play it.
Yes, everybody started learning how to play. But the first time I got guitar lessons, I don't know, the guy showed up once, taught me a plucking exercise, and then just never showed up again.
Yeah.
So like my parents bought me an acoustic guitar, and then it just sat there for 2 years, I think, before I picked it up again.
How old were you? Like
I don't know. I must have been like in grade school or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And then by the time I hit second year high school,
That's when you started picking it up again.
yeah, but because it was my friends brought a guitar, would leave it in the classroom,
Yeah.
and then they'd be playing the songs like Rage Against the Machine,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know, just playing the riffs.
That's pretty good for like sixth graders.
No, it was second year high school
second year
now
high
at
school.
that
That's
point.
pretty good also.
Well, no, they were much better. I was like,
All right.
I can't play that yet, but the seed got in there, and they just started
Yeah.
teaching me how to play.
Yeah.
And then we were pretty bad in high school, but the seeds were there, and then that helped like make me want to play guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious. So before, I know you because I am way years out of the scene. Like I haven't gone to a gig in a while, and I want to ask you about that actually. But so I know you as Tony Alfonso from Drop the K.
Yeah.
So now you've switched your music a little bit, transitioned to Fonzy.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, for sure, man. So I've been doing the band thing for I counted, and I think 8 years already. And if I count everything from high school, it's like a decade. So music has been ruining my life for like almost 10 years. But like it's all good because I enjoy what I'm doing, and like it's just a matter of I think adapting and like getting along with the program.
Okay.
So like with Drop Decay, I started it at a time when I was so full of angst and like this teenager just wanting to get out all these like how teenagers are.
Oh yeah.
like it was very punk.
Yeah, it was very punk.
Yeah,
And then,
it was very rebellious in a way and like not. I mean, it's kind of conforming because like it's still pop.
yeah, it was like a pop punk
Yeah, it was a
type
pop
thing, but it was good. Like I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going for.
So why the switch to what? How would you describe your music now? Like it's more electronic,
it's more contemporary. Yeah, pop. It's like that sell outside of me. No, I'm kidding. It's more it's more. It's easy. It's easily consumable.
Okay.
For like the regular, probably 16-year-old, and like it's current. I would say it's current.
So why the shift?
Well, I just wanted to try something new. I mean, I've been doing the whole rock thing and the band thing for, like I said, like almost a decade, and I just feel like I have to do something for myself. Because when you're in a band, like a lot of other people are invested. I know like how that feels.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
So no, describe it. So like I think where you're going is since you're in a band setting, you're in a group. So not every decision you make.
Yeah, exactly. Not every decision you make is yours. I mean, like I was pretty much the leader of the band, but like everything has to go through like everyone else.
Yeah, which is a good thing and also a bad thing in a way, because it's a good thing because like they kind of filter out. It's not every idea is a good idea.
Yeah, exactly.
But they can filter it out. But at the same time, they also have things that they want to play.
And like at the same time, it's also just better. Like music is a very communal thing.
Oh yeah.
Like no one ever like. I mean, like some people make music alone, but it's just way better when you're doing it with some of your best friends. So that was like the best part about being in a band. But like economically, it's like time wise, it's a little harder.
Oh,
like
for
if you're
sure.
trying to like hit some deadlines and like trying to do something, the pressure is on everyone else. Whereas like when you're doing it by your own, it's like it's all yours. The weight and the load of like trying to produce something.
But at the same time, you can work faster because
exactly.
it's just you.
Yeah, but then again, you are your own worst enemy. So like, it takes a lot of discipline to like, actually commit to a few things.
So one of the things I was curious about is that because you've had the rare experience of like when you perform live.
Yeah.
And then so you performed live as a band setting.
Yeah.
And then also as a solo performer.
Yeah.
Is there a difference? Is there in terms of like?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I would have to say like, well, the gigs right now that back then, like maybe 4 years ago, the gigs 4 years ago are different from like the gigs right now. There was more of a demand for like bands, especially
Okay.
here in Cebu, like those kinds of shows. And whereas now, like I haven't really seen like a lot of like these like full production setups.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, but how is it different, like for you, like as the performer? Because I remember, when you're in a band setting
Yeah.
and then you're just playing off each other,
Yeah,
and then it's this weird,
synergy.
it's like a
Yeah.
weird synergy thing, and then when it's done,
Yeah, it's like yo, that was
yeah,
good.
and you go backstage, you
Yeah,
go to the
yeah.
back room, and you're just
Yeah.
talking about the performance,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah, yeah.
all really high.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that was nice. That was nice. Yeah. I kind of miss that energy. That's like the good part about being in a band, which is like what I'm trying to get back into, like with my whole Fonzy thing. I'm trying to form a band with that. Like probably just get a drummer within the next month.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I just really want that groove because it really is different when you're playing with a backing track versus like a real dude who can actually like keep the tempo and keep the groove.
Oh yeah, and then like you can sway it a little bit.
Yeah. Because like I grew up playing one in like a live. I spend most of my like time playing live.
Yeah, because
Before.
I feel like I'm a bit biased.
Yeah.
Because I'm old.
That's why when I play though, I gotta have like I play with a guitar, a MIDI keyboard, and vocals, and a laptop. So I try to keep it as busy as possible because like if it's just me, I could easily just do it with just me and a laptop or like me and a USB key and just like play the track, play the damn thing, and just sing over it. But like I think that's pretty boring.
Even like as pretty boring for you as a performer.
Yeah. So that's why like I gotta have like the guitar and shit, and like I mean like people have told me you should DJ. It's easier to market you as a DJ, but then like maybe soon I'm just gonna master like trying to get my live show as a solo artist first.
I always think I'm always suspicious of people saying what you should do.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I know what you mean.
why don't they, if they feel like that's the way to do it, let them do it. But you do your own thing, because I always feel like if you're trying to, as a performer, if you're trying to be
Something that you're not.
exactly,
Yeah, exactly.
and then it shows.
Mm-hmm.
It's music is one of those things where I feel anyway.
Yeah.
I have a semi-romantic view of music, but music is one of those things where if you're trying to fake it, it shows.
Yeah, that's true. That's why, like, I mean, it's nothing that I'm closing the doors on because I would love, like, I have uncles that are DJs, my dad DJed, and like, I have lots of DJ friends, but it's just like not a priority right now because like I'm a musician first before like, and I'm a live performer first before anything else. So like, trying to get that, it's a personal challenge to try and like, get down to pin down that live show or like that live performance setup before like actually just like learning how to DJ. I could do that later.
Yeah, because why don't you teach me a little bit?
All right.
When you say learning how to DJ, because of me as an outsider looking in, I will be showing my ignorance here.
Yeah, all right.
It looks like you
Just
press a
playing
button and
play a couple of buttons and beat matching and that's it, right?
yeah. So like what? It seems like to me that you're also learning a little bit on how it works. So like what's the art in it? I'm sure there is.
There is an art.
Okay.
Actually, like probably me from 4 years or 2 years ago wouldn't have like thought of it this way. Me from 2 years ago would be like, oh, that's easy. Like I could just like pull up a bunch of tunes from my iTunes and like line them up. And there, I'm a DJ. But like, like surrounding yourself and like doing the research, and I realized that there's a lot of curating and like there's a lot of thought that goes into like actually like making your sets. Because DJs call it sets.
Okay.
And, like I can't speak for them, but like there is a craft to it, but it's not the same as how you would create music or produce music. It's a different skill set on its own.
Just the curating, putting the tracks together.
Yeah, finding like reading a crowd also.
Oh, reading the crowd. Yeah, that's a big thing.
That's like a big thing like in DJ DJing, you gotta know which tracks to play, and like you gotta keep the pulse of the night and like how everyone's feeling. It's really that.
Mm. But oh, okay, wait. So I was confused a little bit because when I just assumed, because you know how like there are a bunch of new apps right now,
Yeah,
and then I guess they are
locally or
locally,
yeah,
no, that I'm not like I said,
Yeah.
I'm not super familiar,
yeah,
but uh, but it seems like they're like computer based,
yeah,
electronic based
actually.
music.
Yeah,
right?
a
But
lot of
they're
them
not.
are my friends.
Oh, good. So
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's not, but they're not just DJing.
Yeah.
They're making
Yeah.
music. So
That's the thing, because there's a lot of
like even your album was you made,
yeah,
you put it together.
yeah, the Drop the K one. Or
No, the Fonzy ones.
Oh no, I don't have an album yet. Just a bunch of.
Oh, sorry,
singles.
the two songs.
Yeah, the singles. I'm coming up with an EP though, but yeah, I get what you mean. Where like a lot of it has transitioned from, just like playing in a band and then like going to a studio, recording everything, and like that's it. But now you have more control because of the digital audio like revolution or something. Now everyone has like a computer. You can like fucking make a tune in a matter in a week.
Yeah.
You can produce it yourself.
Well, you're making it sound easy, but it's as you
Yeah.
know,
Dude, it took me months on YouTube and like
of learning how to do it.
learning how to do it and like so like I'm friends with a lot of like the new what you would call like the new breed of like Cebuano musicians. So a lot of them are like Carlisle. I don't know.
I've heard of Carla. Yeah.
He's one of the dudes that like actually helped me. Like we're good friends like when it comes to like music production because like we can relate on those like levels of like wanting to make it sound expensive. So
Mhm.
so yeah. And then there's Carl Lucente from Mandawi Nights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the Gino, they're doing really good also. And a lot of these people, like a lot of my friends that are doing the same thing, they like we're kind of on the same page of like wanting to maintain that musical integrity, or like because we're musicians first before anything else.
Yeah.
So that's why like in our live shows, like it's funny because like this community just like started a few months ago also. Community of like producers slash beat makers in Cebu.
You guys are all helping each other
Yeah,
out.
we're all helping each other out, and that started just a few months ago. Like I said, in from Magic 92.3, there's this show like every Sunday called Local Vocal, right?
Okay.
And so like every second Sunday of the month, we would meet all the producers in Cebu.
Really?
Yeah.
Over there in 92.3?
Yeah, we'd meet there. We like put a tapok me and like we'd like just hang out, and like we'd have a couple of releases like for the station to play, and it's really cool because it opens up like a new dimension to the music scene.
And then you learn a lot from each other too, right?
That's what I like about like this community. It's like everyone like for now everyone is still helping each other.
Hopefully that continues.
Yeah, hopefully it does.
Because I really think that's important also. Once you have a community that forms, it just becomes better, like because like you couldn't have done correct me if I'm wrong, but like you started out in the band scene, so just playing music with the guitar, but you had to learn everything on the computer, and then I'm sure like your friendship with all these artists like Carlisle helped you tons, right?
Yeah, like even in like being in a band before, I would and like right now, really it's just about like the music scene or like music industry thing is just about making friends. Being nice, make friends, and like that's how you get gigs, and that's how you like make good stuff. Actually, you don't keep to yourself.
Because there really is a lot of good music.
Yeah, coming out right now.
How about in terms of like, what is speaking of the Cebu music scene? I know there's a lot of good music out on the internet right now, especially locally. But what about avenues to play live? How is that?
Well, I can't be the spokesperson for this because like I haven't been actually playing like live myself a lot.
Oh, okay.
But like I'm actually happy with the fact that like the places where you conventionally wouldn't play, now they're opening their doors to a bunch of like artists like me because like they don't actually need like a full band setup or anything. I don't need a full band setup.
Oh yeah. Well, that's another advantage.
So it's like places like Morals. And
oh yeah.
they're actually open to like doing more live gigs now, and then like I'm really happy about that. And then where else? Like we have Mandawi Nights who just released their music video. They have like a bunch of pop up like gigs like, anywhere pretty much.
Oh
It
yeah,
doesn't have
they
to-
had one in Pacific Originals, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
launching of their music
Yeah,
video.
yeah, I was there, and like it's a bunch of places that you get a million places that you can. There's like STEM vape lounge or whatever.
Oh yeah.
There are these vape lounges that like you can have these events, and like it's pretty much open now. Like it's not like before where you only have like this bar or that bar to play gigs, and then like once that bar closes, it's like oh no, we have nowhere to play. But now,
So in a way, it's there's a lot in a way there's a lot more venues just because
yeah,
let me rephrase. There's a lot more venues for like your type, the solo performer
yeah,
type of music. Just because back then, you're right. You're right in the sense that like back then, like Outpost, for example,
yeah, that's,
a lot of people played Outpost because they were one of the few places that had the full
yeah.
gig
And
setup.
one of the few places that were actually open to original like local
Oh
music.
yeah, that's true. That's another one.
And now like people are just more open to it. I think it's the internet. I don't know, but like when you tell people that you make your own music, like clubs even, they're like more open to it.
Oh really?
Yeah, like
Huh.
I actually like Morals is an example. I shot like a couple of scenes for like my music video there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, it's really cool that they were open to the idea of like me getting the place. They were thanking me for like choosing the place when like in fact I should be thanking them because like coming from the band scene before, it's like so unusual to actually do something like that in like a nightclub, in like a high end like nightclub or something. And like
Yeah,
that's
we-
what I did also with Drop the K with like I think we had a music video launch in what was called Den back then,
Okay. Familiar.
where the penthouse was.
Ah yeah, that's
So,
right.
Yeah, so yeah, at that point it was like I was like, what a gut blown, and I'm like, what are these guys doing? Like having their event like in a nightclub or something.
Well, so now it seems. Well, also to be fair, the music that you guys are making really does
Yeah, it
match
fits.
the vibe
Yeah, yeah.
also that they're trying to get.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to get to your music video, but
Yeah, yeah.
I want to ask. So, have you noticed? Because you've been playing live for a while now, and then
Yeah.
you like. I know, like when we stopped towards the tail end of
Yeah.
our gigging days, right? You guys were basically going strong.
Yeah, me and my band.
Yeah, you and your band with Drop
Yeah,
the K. So you saw how many years ago was that? Let's say 5-6 years ago.
You guys?
Yeah,
I think maybe 4 years ago. I don't know. 5 years.
I
ago.
want to
Let's
say 5-6 years ago.
Let's say 5-6 years.
Yeah, longer than 4 years ago. But I remember audiences, Cebu audience is tough.
Yeah, it is. Like actually, even until now, it's harder to please. That's what I was talking a lot. I mean, I have a lot of friends in the creative field also, like in the areas of like design,
Uh-huh.
like photography. Like Danny Bautista is one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Like Chad Manzo also is like really dope. One of my like favorite graphic artists locally.
Uh-huh.
So like one of the things we always talk about is like how come people here don't really mess with their shit, and like most of the people that actually do like appreciate their work more come from places like Manila or like anywhere outside the Philippines.
It's a strange Cebuano.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I think I talked about this with Kaloy, or somebody, I forget now who exactly, but it's one of those things. Like even I've done this my younger years, where you see a band on stage and you be like, "Kaya man na ako," and then like, "Kaya man na." So automatically you just dismiss whoever it is,
yeah,
and then it's an unfortunate
yeah.
attitude.
I think that's like one thing that we should like start to get rid of slowly, like the culture of trying to one up each other. When really like we can actually work together and make like pretty cool shit if we just we're all just like we all actually have like genuine intentions and like just want to help each other out.
That's why it's good to see that you guys have a community with this new breed of
Yeah.
songwriters, song productionists,
Yeah, producers.
producers.
Yeah, so like that's also. I mean, I think the internet also has helped made people more open to each other.
Mhm.
Like people from different communities, like this pop, and like let's say they contact people from a different scene, like our scene. They like Carlisle actually produced like a song for Malaya.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a Bisaya song.
What's the name of the song?
Bagakag Face.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. He showed it to me like a couple of times.
Is it out? It's not yet out?
It's out already.
Oh, okay.
But like I just thought it was pretty cool that like these two scenes, like scenes, yeah. I'm doing the air.
Yeah, air quotes.
Air quotes. These two scenes are actually like merging with each other. Like everyone's working together at this point.
There's a lot of collaboration.
Yeah, there's a lot of collaboration, which is like something that we lacked before, and now it's actually happening.
Well, because so until now, do you think like there's a so until now Cebu audiences it's a bit more it's still challenging?
Well, I wouldn't say. I mean, I would say people are more open right now, you know. But like, yeah, there is like that. There is sort of that challenge to get people to like your stuff.
Oh well, that's always there.
Yeah, like locally, because like Cebu's very small. The scene or the creative community is even smaller. So like, I think it would be weird. I don't know. I think it's weird for people to say now, oh, I like this, but then like I know this guy also. I don't
What do you
know.
mean?
Like people don't really show their full support as much because like I just know that guy. It's like I don't want to come off as like some super fan or anything. I just know that guy. He's someone's fan.
Kaila mo ko ana?
Yeah, kaila ramon ko ana or something. You know what I mean? I mean that's my like whole perception of the thing.
No, I mean I understand where you're coming from. I always every time I meet somebody who is still performing live,
Yeah.
I always try to ask about that.
Yeah.
Because back then it was difficult. And then I do get a sense that now it seems like audiences are better. Like I went to a few Tutu Tango gigs.
Yeah.
And you could see that
Yeah, dude.
it's fun. It's fun. Like they have like that shush policy, so people are really quiet and they're paying attention.
Yeah, and I like their audience also. That's one thing I like about Tony Tango is like they really build on the people that listen to their music and appreciate the artist. So like I played a couple of shows for them also, and like I think that was like one of my first gigs as like Fonzy or anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did it in Crossroads. They got me for that, and then like man, that was like one of the best shows I played.
Oh yeah.
In my musical life because like the audience was like pretty cool. And
Yeah, it's their audience
it's
is
different from like the rock scene like before because I played I think I did it's safe to say I did like different sides of the spectrum, the gig spectrum.
Yeah, that's why I want to ask you about this because you've experienced quite a bit.
Yeah. So there was like the rock scene and like then I'm like thrown into the 22 Cent Tango like indie scene. It was really cool to like experience a different audience and like to see their reactions to my music that like they've never heard before.
Why? What happened? What happened when you
Well,
played?
they were actually like like jamming along and actually listening instead of when I played bars before in my band. It was just like people with crossed arms just watching and like bobbing their heads a little bit.
So you'd be lucky if they were bobbing their heads.
Yeah.
You knew that you were doing a good job if they were bobbing their heads,
and
but like.
And then after every set, it'd be like nice set.
That was the best.
Yeah, that's like a meme in a way. In Manila, nice set, pops.
Well, but like that's actually like if they're bobbing their heads or if they talk to you after the gig, then that's already an indication that you did well on stage because more often than not, it's people talking over you.
Really?
I mean, like you're just playing the gig and then like.
I think environment like really matters also. Going back to what we're saying about like venues, avenues for playing, I think there's less of that now where like a band is playing in a bar and like it's just ambient music to the people in the bar.
Yes.
Yeah, people are taking to consuming it more actively in a live setting now. So like these productions right now are actually like 22 Tango and like ours, the Beat This community. We're actually setting up the venue in a way that like doesn't distract the audience from anything. So no seats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I noticed with the 22 Tango also. There are not much seats.
Ah.
But like just the shush policy is also a good thing. And then like pretty much these productions they they work hard to make sure that the audience actually listens to the artist
Yeah,
instead of like
because
take it passively.
it's a totally different experience when you're sitting in the audience and then you're taking in the music and everybody else is doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then it can be very powerful.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You mentioned offhand, like you mentioned that you guys have a production.
Oh no, no, no. Beat this the community.
You guys, that's
Yeah,
the name of the community. Beat this.
Yeah, it was started by Alex Slim.
Okay.
The like former Urban Dub manager.
Yeah.
And, like,
Under
kinda,
Sonic Boom.
Yeah, he was kind of our agent for a while, like the drop the gate.
Okay.
Yeah, and then now he's like sort of shifting into that scene. Yeah, so yeah, he started building the whole community and putting it together, bringing everyone together, and yeah, it's worked out really well in the past couple of months, and a lot of collaborations have been made, a lot of friendships, and like I'm expecting like good stuff to come out of it. So now there's like a venue now that we have, like a regular venue we have for the Holic in Mango.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it just opened, right?
yeah, it just rebranded because you know how
Okay.
Mango was doing the whole rebrand thing.
Yeah, it's a more,
It's more
wholesome.
Yeah, and they keep all the bad elements outside the gate. So they actually have a gate for it now.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I know
it's
because
fancy.
Katsuki was telling me about that. That's why she opened to
Yeah, the studio there in
yeah,
Mango.
room 11,
Yeah,
and then it's nice.
it's nice. Like,
It's super nice.
it is very, and like the Mango a few years ago isn't the same Mango as it is today.
Well, yeah, I
It's
mean,
funny.
I guess it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing for them, like revenue wise, I guess. Yeah.
Oh well, no, but like also, this Mango had that reputation before.
Oh, yeah.
Of, like,
But that's kind of what added like the character to it. Too.
that's true.
Now that that's gone, like what do we have left for where do we throw that like brand or tag on?
Well, I'm sure there will be a place that will
Yeah.
pop up that's similar. I also one of the things that I read about you also is you made a comment on well, like you said something like people don't think there's a future in music, and then you didn't want to. There's it's basic like I know, like for example,
Yeah.
my parents. I'll be playing in the band. Yun, yeah. Pilay nakuha ni mo na. Awa,
Yeah.
pizza and beer.
Sisig.
Sisig. Good times.
Sure, but
Yeah, like ano ba? And then,
yeah.
so, can you talk about that? So, like,
Yeah.
how is it? Are venues paying artists now to play, or is there some?
I would say like productions are more like because before you tell them how much you are, and they'd be like, oh shit, like like who are you, like charge this much and shit. But now I think like what I said, people are more open to like local music and like original stuff, so they're willing to pay more to them.
Now, so productions have
Yeah.
there's like a what do they call it?
Everyone's woke. I would say like
Oh yeah.
yeah, everyone like pretty much we're in 2018 right now, and like the whole politically correct culture is like such a big thing right now, and like Facebook posts about trying to pay like you gotta pay your artists, you gotta pay like people in creative fields. It's becoming more of a thing that like I think it's like so much accepted more.
So that's good. So
Before,
they're
yeah.
really because back then, and I'm not kidding. Like we got paid pizza and beer.
No jokes, man. Like us too.
Yeah, right.
Like a bucket of Red Horse and like
Oh yeah.
sisig. And they're like
and that was normal. And then,
apir na lang.
yeah, you couldn't really do. And unfortunately, that was normal. Like you couldn't.
That was the norm before, right?
Yeah. So now it's changed in that sense.
Yeah, but then also at the same time, you as an artist, you're gonna have to put in the work. Show them that you deserve to actually get paid this much.
Yeah, you have to help market.
Yeah, you gotta like work on yourself because, I mean, at this day and age, I think like every artist needs to learn how to do shit by themselves, DIY.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, everything.
yeah, everything really, because like compared to before, where like you need a manager, like do all your stuff. Now it's more like you gotta be more self-sufficient.
You're managing yourself, you're marketing yourself,
Yeah,
you're posting
yeah.
stuff on social, you're like
Yeah,
you're producing.
yeah,
You were
you're
just telling me, I don't know if we were recording, but you were just telling me that you stayed up late editing your video, and after this interview, you're gonna go there again.
Yeah, exactly.
And edit it again. So there's that responsibility of the artist to do that as well.
Yeah. I think it's also like well, it's the life you chose. So like I think trying to actually make money, like being creative, is like pretty tough. Also, especially if you're young.
Oh,
I mean,
well, it's tough in general.
Yeah, it is tough in general because you gotta do it by like bulk.
What do you mean?
I mean, you gotta do more. You gotta do as much as you can. You gotta make more output to actually like make more income. I don't know. That's how I see it at this point. Because like I'm taking in a bunch of like boring work just to get like just to keep the cash flowing. But then at the same time, I'm trying to do my own like artistic like cool shit.
Well, I also think I feel like as a young creative, especially if somebody's just getting into it, that is gonna be the norm in a sense because I'm a believer of like if you want to do something that you love, something creative,
eventually you'll find a way.
You'll find a way, but also at the same time, if you still need to pay, I mean, look, if you're lucky enough to have parents who will pay for your food, your shelter, great. Then you just have more time to figure it out.
Yeah.
But the truth is, most people, they gotta get their 9 to 5, whatever it is. I don't think you have a 9 to 5.
I did that for like a year and like a half, and then like I just quit that recently. Yeah.
Because but you still got like side gigs, like a whole bunch of other.
That's something that you gotta do if like if you didn't make it yet, you gotta do like the side gigs.
Yeah, quote unquote make it.
Yeah, you gotta do that. Feed yourself, like make the money.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like it's not what you do in your 9 to 5; it's what you do
on your 6 to 12.
Yeah, or your 5 to 9 or whatever. Like it's. And that's the price you pay if that's what you want to do.
And I don't think like it would be. I mean, I think it adds more like the more experience you have with that in that kind of setup versus like actually having all the freedom in the world to do everything like you want to.
Because sometimes you can just, if you have all the freedom to do anything, it can just go on forever, and then all of a sudden you just haven't done anything.
Exactly.
Well, but also at the same time, you probably have gotten a lot more playing music than just. I mean, like we were talking about money a while ago, but I'm sure you've gotten a lot more more than just money from playing music, like from all the connections you've made, the friends you've made.
Yeah, actually, because the thing is, like, I'm doing music, right? I started with music, and then like over the years, that's the branches have like they've expanded into like different areas like film and advertising. So yeah, those are the other areas that I focus like my energy on aside from music.
So through music, you're able to branch out to those areas.
It's pretty funny.
For people you've met, that sort of thing.
Really, that's it. Just like meeting people and then them asking if you can do this, and then you're like, okay, I could do that, and then like, just figuring it out really like along the way. Like 2 years ago, I just got into advertising, and I don't know, it just came naturally. Also because like I was marketing my band at the same time, and then like digital marketing, right? So I got into that, and then I also got into film producing because like I have friends in film, and they asked like, hey, can you like do a little bit of extra acting, or hey, can you like produce this short for me? And which is like what I actually like have been doing recently also.
Well, because like that's the funny thing with the reason why I know this is because that's the funny thing that with music, like through music, at least the people that I've met through music, it opened up this whole new world for me.
Yeah.
Right? So you meet all these people, and and then things just connect somehow.
Yeah, the ball just rolls like after that. Like once people know that you do music, and then they're like, okay, like, because I feel like creative people, they connect in a way also, oh yeah, you want to be broke like me, so let's be broke together.
Well, that's why you do the side gigs.
Yeah. So it's like people are helping each other out because they know the struggle also, like in our community, in like the creative community, I guess, because everyone knows the struggle of what it's like to, like actually want to make cool shit, but like lacking the resources. So that's why everyone like helps each other out.
Well, that's so. Speaking of making cool shit, right? So you've been creating music for a while now, as you mentioned, more than 10 years already, right?
Maybe like eight. Making, yeah.
Making music like around 8 years. Do you have like how does like what's do you have a routine or do you have like when you put up a song, when you make a song?
Yeah.
What do you do? Like everybody has their own.
Well, before when I was younger, it would be me writing lyrics. That's how I started. Like emo poetry from like Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy. I would take from their lyrics and like just come up with my own variations of what I could do. And then from there, I would like make a melody and structure the whole song in a way. It would take me long. I didn't have like a process. I don't have the same process that I do right now, which is more, I would say more formal right now.
So what is your process right now?
Right now, it's more of just me like recording on my voice memos on the iPhone, and then
so you record a melody.
Yeah, like I have something in mind. I have a melody, then I hum it on the phone.
Yeah, like if you're driving or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like literally, that's what I do. Like I had this idea. I recorded like real quick on my phone for a hook, and then I title it. Like I don't know what the title is. Maybe
afternoon drive.
Yeah, black coffee or something. And then next thing you know, like I pull it up on my computer. I open up my DAW. I listen to it, and then, like I try to make a beat for it. It really depends. It's either I start with the phone recording or I start just like messing around with my software. Just making like a couple of beats.
What software do you use?
I used to use Logic Pro X, and then I shifted to Ableton because that just made my life way easier.
Marek, that's the more like it. I know, it's easier to make music or beats and put it together and cut out.
It's easier to plot down your ideas on Ableton if you're not so good at like playing instruments. Because like I can only play guitar and a little bit of piano, and maybe like I'm not a drummer also. So like Ableton just makes that easier for me. With Logic, it's just you have to be really good.
Okay.
That's my take on it.
So let's say so you're talking about your process how to make music. So you start off with a melody. Let's say you have an idea. Ideas just come, so you just record it on your phone.
Yeah.
And then you might open it up on your computer.
Yeah.
Use Ableton.
Yeah, Ableton.
And then maybe come up with a beat, and then so what's next?
Yeah, just like trying to finish the song. The challenge. That's where the challenge is yourself. It's like setting deadlines because like me in particular, like I used to really wait for inspiration to strike or some shit, or like I need to wait to feel like I actually want to do the shit to actually finish it. But now it's like I just force myself to. I mean, it's not bad, but like you just gotta like show up and try to force yourself to do it.
It's showing up every day.
Yeah, it's showing up every day.
I feel like waiting for inspiration is that's not the way to do it.
There's that saying, inspiration is for amateurs.
Oh yeah, kinda. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, that one. I forgot, dude. But like, that kind of hit me. Like when someone like Instagram story that, and I saw it, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. I should like change my way of thinking.
You should just show up and then just make shit.
Yeah, dude, that's like one of the things that Elements, right, from the Elements boot camp. It's like National Songwriting Camp.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I actually was part of the last batch that they had. So, like,
is this a Philippines thing?
Yeah. We had all these like mentors around it. Yeah, Jim Paredes and Gabby Alita. So everyone from all spectrums of the music industry were there. And then like one of my biggest takeaways was from Jim Paredes. He was like saying just show up and like do the work. Like even if you don't feel it, like it pays the persistence like pays off eventually.
So do you have like a daily?
Yeah. I actually make sure I spend like X amount of hours like sitting down and just trying to make something and like focusing on a song.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have a routine for that? Is this a daily thing?
Yeah. I just have to pull up my software. Like it's that simple. Just like open something because like I don't work one song. I used to work like just one song at a time for like a month or something. But then like meeting different people, producers, and then they show me their way of working, like Carlisle and then Slaparl. I know like you got to do everything at the same time at some point. Like pull up different projects, like work on different projects like in a month. It works for them.
So like because you never know when.
Yeah, it's like you could get like I'm working on a song. Eventually, I'm gonna get sick of working on it.
Yeah.
So like instead of dwelling on this, like let's say I'm stuck on a pre-chorus, instead of dwelling on that pre-chorus, I'm just gonna like pull up another song and like it's gonna start to make me feel happy again, like my ears, like with a brand new set of ears, and like just working on different things constantly.
So how many hours a day do you try to get into that mode? Because I'm sure there are days
Yeah,
where you try to get into it and nothing happens.
yeah, eventually, yeah. Because there's only like so much time you can spend in your bedroom, which is like where I do most of my like music. And then like I try to not keep it too long though. Maybe like 6 hours a day is enough.
Oh, that's long.
Yeah, but on a good free day. But now it's like hard. Like right now for me, it's hard because I'm doing all these other things. Like I said, producing like content and like my other side gigs. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just really balancing everything out.
Yeah, well, I think the key is like for me, I try. Well, before I start producing this podcast, I would try to write like 500 words a day.
Oh yeah, I read your post about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you made a post about that.
I did. I don't know. I've
You
written
did,
a lot
you
of
did,
shit.
you did. See, you're like right. Just it's pretty much in the vein of like just show up and do the work.
Yeah.
Right, even if you don't feel like it.
Yeah, and then like most
Yeah,
of it
yeah.
doesn't get used,
Yeah.
but
But eventually you get better
yeah.
and you learn something new every day. Like
Well, what I find really impressive about you is because like as we mentioned, you started out in the band scene, and
yeah,
then you started getting into
production. Yeah.
production, electronic
Yeah.
music, that sort
I
of
was
thing.
pretty scared at first.
Yeah, because well, it seems to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you just recently
Yeah, I just
learned how to do
yeah,
that.
less than a year.
And then that's crazy because I was listening to your stuff, and then granted, I'm not an expert or
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
but it sounds really legit.
Oh,
Like it's,
thanks, man.
you know,
Thanks, man. Like,
yeah.
I think
And the hooks are there.
yeah,
I mean, not just from the songwriting perspective, because I know you can write songs, but putting everything together.
yeah. Well, I think a lot of it because a lot of music making really is like production, like knowing who to tap, and like in my latest song I tap Icy from Sepia Times.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then like a lot of times a lot of times production is like trying to figure out the pieces of the puzzle. Like you have the picture in your head, it's just a matter of like putting the pieces together. Like let's say I'm not very good at like because I've only been this in less than I've only been doing this less than a year, right? So like there are things technical like things that I don't know that other people know. So I tap those people to like try and help me. Hey, buddy, how do you do this? I asked like Carla asked him, hey, dude, how do you shape the synth in a way like this? So I tap him for that, and then like I tap other people for their opinions on like how do you think about this like verse or like hook, and then like I ask her to sing this verse. So it's pretty much that like designating the roles.
and then it's also knowing that you don't know.
Yeah,
It's knowing that it's having the openness to ask for help.
yeah, that's the thing. Also, I mean, like a lot of times people don't like to ask for help, but then like you'd be surprised like at the amount of people willing to help you, because that's how I used to think. Like, why am I gonna ask for help? Like, you know, like obviously he's not gonna help me, but like let's say Danny, who's like editing my video now,
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought that we would be working together because like Danny's on a different level.
yeah,
But
he's
like
really good.
yeah, but like he's like really chill dude. So like I've known him before, and like I just took the time to actually ask him like, hey dude, like be upfront with him and say, hey dude, like you wanna edit my video? Like here's the footage. Like here's what I have in mind for the storyboard, or like how we should edit it. And he's like, yeah man, I'm so down.
You know who you remind me of? You remind me of McCoy, our frontman in Rescue Hero. He there's a part of you that reminds me of him. The part that's like willing to just go out there and ask people.
Yeah,
You know, like he was. I mean, every when we were in the band, I'm gonna be honest. We didn't do much.
yeah.
Like the rest of us, like I recorded some of the music and everything, but the actual going out there,
Yeah.
meeting people,
Same with my band also. I mean, like, I guess it's a lead singer thing. I don't
it's a
know.
frontman
It's a
thing.
frontman thing. I don't know. But like because of that, like that attitude, it helped develop my skill set enough for me to branch out into these different areas, like advertising and like production also. So yeah, I don't like to divide my life in quadrants.
Yeah.
But like I just try to do as much as I can.
No, but that's another thing that music, in a way, has given you is because it's forced you to like learn how to like reach out
Yeah.
to other people, and then that because that doesn't come. I mean, in my mid early 20s, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't trying to get out to other people
Yeah.
and then just learning as much. I was just in my little shell, in my computer,
Yeah.
doing shit. But and then yeah, that I remember McCoy would do stuff like that all the time. Like he'd be like, "Hey, we got our first gig in in Outpost." Oh, how did that happen? What happened? Oh, I just asked them if we could audition.
Yeah. Yeah, really, it's just about asking people.
Yeah.
And, being upfront, being honest, like with what you want. Because a lot of times people beat around the bush on so what do you want? Like just tell me up front, especially here in Cebu. Like it's hard to be brutally honest with someone and like not have them take it the wrong way.
Oh, that's true. Well, I guess it depends. Yeah, it's funny because like as I was saying earlier, the number one. Well, we've gotten a lot of feedback for the podcast.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
enjoy it, but the number one negative comment is,
Son?
yeah, can you
Yeah.
just like get better, get rid of the noise, do this,
Yeah.
and then which is totally fine. I totally understand
Yeah.
the feedback, but sometimes I'll get a comment and we're like, oh, I'm just trying to help, and then, but I know nga, wag ko nag-appeal ha,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be helpful, and then I realized that I actually don't see it as a negative thing. I'm like, great, this is really good that people are commenting, but
Exactly.
you can see that their automatic reaction is also,
Defense.
yeah, like I'm just trying to help.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to
Exactly.
make it better, and then I totally appreciate it. And then it's just a weird
Yeah. I
attitude.
guess people don't want to hurt. Like we're in a culture where like people don't want to hurt each other's feelings so much that actually like people try to filter their words.
Yeah, but they're just doing it so you can get better.
Yeah, which is a good thing also.
Well, I know you mentioned already a few artists, but who should we be looking out when I go home
Yeah.
and I want to get into this new kind of music that's coming out in Cebu?
Right. Yeah.
Who should I be looking out for? What tracks should I be listening to?
Well, there's this like 16-year-old kid I just produced. His name is Trev. He's like from Jesuits.
Okay,
Yeah, dude.
He's still in Jesuits. He's 16 years old.
They're actually a group of like these kids in like Sacred Heart Jesuits, right?
Okay.
You know how hip hop is like the big thing right now.
I don't know.
It's like the alternative rock of this generation.
Okay.
So like these kids like they're into a lot of like the new wave hip hop R&B right now. And like yeah, they just asked me. They messaged me on Facebook.
Oh,
like,
ba?
yeah, dude. Like he showed me some of his tracks, and then like I saw that they have like they have a flow that's very current. I'm like, okay, I'll produce it for you.
What's their name?
His name's Trev.
Will I be able to find them
You
online?
can find him on Spotify.
Under Trev.
Yeah, Trev.
Huh.
And then there's also F.FC, which is like Carlisle,
Mm.
like one of Carlisle's group. It's him and this Nigerian dude, Precious, who just met. We just met each other through like our community, the Beatles community.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, like he showed up to the show and like with no expectations, like he just showed up and like I think DJ Short was playing and like he just eventually rapped on it.
Really, like
He's
on
really
like
good, man. He's a really good writer and like he can freestyle really good. But he's better at singing. Like he's really good at singing as well. So because of that, like him and Carlisle decided to join forces and like make their own thing. And
So it's called Dot
FC.
.fc.
Yeah, it's on Facebook. They just released the video.
Yeah, I think I saw you share that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're like one of my good friends also.
I just want to make sure to be able to link all of this in the show notes.
Who else? Sepia Times is good also. I don't know if you've heard some of their stuff.
I've heard her mention.
Yeah, you should like pull up YouTube and like, they're there. They're really good also. They're one of my favorite like local acts because they still have the whole band dynamic to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like even if they're just two people and a MIDI keyboard and a laptop, it's still like it's still really entertaining to watch and listen to.
So, anybody else? Are you missing anybody?
Mandawa Nights, yeah, but like,
Oh,
everyone
Nights.
knows them.
Yeah. They're so
Like,
good, though.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's one thing like I really appreciate about Carl Lucente. It's like he does so many things.
Yeah, Carl is in like a whole bunch of bands.
Yeah.
Crazy. So, let's talk about your music video. What song is it?
Dude, it's for like the latest single I just put out like a few weeks ago. Cool Together.
Cool Together.
Yeah, featuring Icy from Sepia Times.
When's it coming out?
Probably next week on Mix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so by the time this podcast, like,
it'll be out.
Yeah, it'll be out by then. So yeah, check it out, guys.
Yeah, I'll make sure to put it in the show notes.
Yeah, man.
And I assume it'll be on YouTube.
Yeah,
all those
for
places.
sure.
I'll make sure to include that in the post.
So it's funny like how the video came together because like I didn't expect me to actually make a music video this year or like anytime soon. But like my director, I just met him like in December also. So like
who's your director?
Christian Lat.
Okay.
So like I know about this guy from before now, and he knows about me from before, but we never actually got to meet. It was funny because like it was this party that I wasn't supposed to go to at like 1 a.m. But like I just went anyway, just like because like it's my friend that I haven't seen for so long. I went to her house and like I met the director there. He's like, "Oh, you're this dude like from that." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And the next thing you know, they I ran into them like a month later.
I'm not even gonna ask about the party.
Yeah, don't ask about the party. But yeah, it was a fun party. Like I actually spent more time talking to like the director, more than my friend. And then during after a month, like I ran into them in Cebu Mercado, and they're like, "Hey, dude, you wanna be in my short film as an actor?" And I'm like, "All right, like I don't really act, but like I can try." So yeah, I did that film, and then it's called Ginhawa.
Okay, is it out on YouTube?
No, it actually it was for a Sinulog short film festival.
Oh, okay.
And we won.
Oh, really?
Like 5 awards or something.
Oh, wow! Congratulations.
Thanks, man. And like it was really funny because everything was just so random.
So wait, you can't find it online?
Well, there's a link. I can give you the link.
Okay, I can't share it then.
It's a private link.
Yeah, please give me the link. I would be interested to watch it.
So yeah, it's these random things that have been happening. Just me saying yes, and then like eventually we started talking. We became like, really good friends after that film, and then the idea for like doing a music video just came up, and then we shot it like a month later.
Oh yeah, so where did you shoot it? Are you open? Can you say any of the details?
Well,
what the video's about?
Well, since it's probably gonna be out by the time on the
that's right.
By the time you release this, like we shot in a friend's condo, and then Morals and Malice.
Oh, okay. You have like the gig scene.
Oh no, dude! It was like actually a party because like I actually I had to produce the whole thing myself, right?
Okay.
Like the whole music video, and it was like so hell. It was hellish because like I was going through like a really bad cold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I had to like pre-prod 3 days before because like my crew, my director, and my DOP, director of photography, they were flying to Manila like a day after the shoot. So like I had to get everything like on point like before they left because I just really wanted to get the music video done already. And then so I was producing the whole thing myself. I tapped a bunch of people to help, and then we got it done. And we have this scene which is a party scene. And I asked Morals and Malice if we could shoot the party scene there, right? And they were like, "Sure, that'd be cool." And I was like, "Wait, what if I just actually throw a real party in Morals and Malice, and just make it seem more legit?"
Oh yeah.
And invite a couple of people, tell them to dress up in this way. And
so there you had like a dress code sort of.
Dude. So like it was so funny because it's so random. Like this happened like 4 days before the actual party. and Morals and Malice, Gino, and like Jessica from there and marketing. They were like so open to the idea of me doing it, and then like, and they were like, yeah, just make an event. And I'm like, okay, I'll make an event, and like invited a bunch of people and told them like, this is for a music video shoot. I made a Facebook page, event page, and like just invited the people. This is for my music video.
It's probably cheaper to even just to do the event as opposed to like get
getting
like
extras.
actors and
Exactly.
extras.
No, I actually like it because everything was so real. All the footage we shot was like super real, and like it wasn't. Everyone had a good time, which was like my main because I have like really bad anxiety when it comes to shit like this.
Oh, I mean, I can.
Yeah, because like I'm a people pleaser. I want to make sure that everyone has a good time, and like that no like negative energy like flows around the space. So like what happened during the shoot was like I was pretty anxious, like because that was the last scene of the day, right? And I was losing my voice. I felt like I was dying.
So before the event, you guys were shooting.
Yeah,
like
we were
that,
shooting like
that
whole
day.
day. Yeah,
oh
yeah.
wow! And then you ended it
Yeah,
with.
we ended it. Part of it was like an after party.
What?
It was so wild. And then like so we met everyone in Morals and Malice at like 8 p.m.
I'm surprised you were able to keep your energy level.
Oh, dude, I was literally like that was like the most tired I felt in my entire life. I felt like I was dying. I needed my asthma inhaler already. And then like when I just saw everyone that turned up, I was so surprised. Like everyone actually came for this shit. Like dressed up, all the girls, and the ratio for boys and girls was really good because like there were more girls. And, like,
yeah, you gotta have more girls.
Yeah, and like this is in the sausage fest. I'm like, wow, I'm so surprised people actually showed up for this shit, and that's where I came alive. Like the adrenaline just like.
That was a big risk on your part because I would have thought that you'd like just film the live thing first when you need all your energy.
Yeah.
And then later on, maybe just do the other
like,
stuff in a different
the energy
day.
up, and then like everyone showed up, and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna be alive. Like even if I die, like after this, like as long as we made some pretty cool looking shit, and like everyone showed up, everyone had a good time. Surprisingly, I don't know why, but like the way we did it was like guys just have fun, and like because we had DJ Short playing also.
Yes, you. It was a whole event. It wasn't just you.
It was pretty much a party.
Yeah.
And like with just me speaking over the mic and the director telling them what to do. Like you gotta block you guys in a certain way. We did the blocking and we told them that to dance like a certain pace and that was fun.
So you've seen the footage. Really, it came out super
I'm done
good.
With the edit and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's just a matter of like getting it out at this point.
Next week, right?
Yeah.
Make sure
it's already out by the time this is.
Well, make sure to send it to me when it does come out. So we'll give it a share.
For real,
anyway,
man.
I can watch it also.
Yeah.
Well, but we're going at like an hour and 20.
Well, that was like fast.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I like having these conversations.
Same here, man.
Well, before we end, where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram. That's where I spend most of my time on because like Facebook is a real time killer.
Oh yeah, really.
Like you have that on your desktop though, because I have this Google plugin or extension. It's like this newsfeed eradicator.
Oh yeah.
Where, like all you see is this like inspirational quote every day. You don't see any
you don't see the newsfeed anymore.
You don't see any of the news.
I just try to avoid social media altogether.
Yeah, but that's your job though.
No, what I do is we post shit and then I just don't look.
Yeah.
I have like I just don't like if I do look at social media, it's like later in the day when like I'm done with work or I'm done with anything. Then sometimes I'll be like I'm really tired. I'll just be scrolling. But if it's in the middle of the day,
no man,
I try to make it the last thing I do if ever.
Yeah.
So Facebook is ridiculously good at keeping your attention.
You know why? I think it's the I saw this documentary. It's because of the red notification thing.
I don't know. I think it's a lot more than that. I think
there's a lot of psychology that goes into it also.
Yeah.
Because like one reason is like the red tick mark.
The red notification.
Yeah. And the newsfeed the refreshing. They actually designed it in a way that's sort of like a slot machine.
That
keeps you hooked.
And then the videos that just play when you don't want it to play, and then it's just there like, hey, this is interesting.
And next thing you know, you spend like an hour just like browsing the
Yeah, I try not to.
Yeah, like these apps kind of help. Like Moment.
Yeah,
Also.
what's it called?
Newsfeed Eradicator to
Okay.
anyone that wants to cut down their online time.
And Moment?
Moment is for the iPhone, and
Mm.
like it makes you realize how much time you spent on this app.
Ah,
Like, you
yeah.
can see how much time you're actually spending on Facebook, on Instagram, and you can cut that.
Yeah, because I assume you also do like social media stuff for companies, right? So I
Yeah.
assume you have the same
Well,
problem.
right now I don't really do that,
Mhm.
but like yeah, when I did before, it was kind of that was kind of a bad thing of like opening Facebooks and like having to check like the notifications. That's
Yeah,
not a very helpful
what I
thing
do
to
is I
every day.
block out time for it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, same.
At this time, this is what I do. But anything over,
Yeah, or
and if
like
I can't reply to this, then so
Yeah.
I'm done at this time.
what's also very helpful. Well, what's also super helpful, what most people have like overlooked, is the reminders tool on like your phone or
What
your
do you mean?
laptop. Like there's this iPhone reminder tool. Like, you just set in what you want to do for the day. That's like really helpful for me.
Ah,
Because like how I go about my day is like I set out reminders for the next day, right? And like sort of like a quest list. Because I'm a huge gamer myself.
yeah.
I play a lot of RPGs.
I get it. So you have like
I
so
have this,
once
like,
you're
tick
done,
mark.
you're done with
Yeah.
this quest.
Yeah, it's like plus 1,050 XP points or something.
Wait, is that that's in your
No,
thing?
no, 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 no.
Okay,
Like,
because there are apps like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I've seen, but like I don't want to pay for that.
Yeah. I just use Wunderlist, and I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
have it today. This is what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
that's good though. Like I like it. I like it that way because like I don't know if you're the same, but my ideas are just all over the place. My thoughts.
Well, especially these days where your attention is trying to get, everything is trying to take your attention. Your
Yeah.
phone, your laptop. That's why one of the reasons why I like to come here to my office is there's nobody
you're stuck.
calling me
Yeah.
here. I'm stuck here.
Yeah,
There's no TV. Things like
Yeah.
that.
slaves to our technology.
Yeah. Well, wait. I know we can get talking forever, man.
Yeah, man.
But let's get it. Your Instagram is instagram.com.
Yeah, it's at Tony Alfonso.
Tony Alfonso.
And then my Twitter is the same one, at Tony Alfonso.
Are you a big Twitter user?
I'm okay, yeah. I don't like to check it so much, but like I like to post funny things.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like some people are like really good at Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Some people are. I don't know how you get those like 350 retweets or like 1,000 likes.
I know.
How
It's
do you hack into
ridiculous.
that? Like for like the most mundane things.
No, but the ones I find really good at Twitter are the ones who like they post something, it's relevant.
Yeah. I feel like they gotta get rid of that. I think Twitter is actually trying to get rid of people trying to repost shit.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
I don't
because like
know.
that stuff gets a lot of retweets and like the generic stuff.
Anyway, so I'm sorry, I actually cut you off. You
It's
said
no
Twitter
problem.
and then
Facebook, you can find me at like facebook.com/Tony Alfonso Music, and YouTube just search my name Fonzy.
all right.
Yeah,
Did we?
hit all areas. Of
Yeah.
this
Is there
interview.
anything you wanna? Did I miss anything?
Well, I think we can go on forever, but
Maybe next time.
yeah.
Hopefully, I'll have a better microphone and a whole setup.
Yeah, man, for sure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, bye.
It's been interesting.
I hope you enjoyed that conversation with Fonzy. If you are interested in becoming a music artist, I hope this podcast was interesting for you. I hope this podcast opened up your eyes as to what you have to do to be a musician, to be a producer, to be an artist here in Cebu. Expect a lot more podcasts, a lot more conversations with artists, and a peek into their daily lives. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Give us a rating on iTunes. Give us a 5-star rating. Give us a review. Send us an email. Tweet us. A Facebook message. Whatever. DM on Instagram. Tell us what you think of the show. Share the show to your friends. Also, if there's anybody that you want to hear a long-form conversation / interview with, let me know. Send us a message. The Music from this podcast is Piano March from Audionautics. And that's it. Let me get back to trying to go back to sleep. I'm going to finish my tea. Good night. Well, good night if it's nighttime there. Good afternoon if it's afternoon. Good morning if you're listening to it in the morning. I'll see you next Tuesday.